codes of self-esteem. It's the codes of who you are.
If you wanna talk about me, you better say the shit to my face. You better say the shit to my face.
Are you ready? I busted my head open. Fun fact.
There could have been the squid people.
Scared? Don't worry. We'll be there to hold your hand and guide you through this painless transition.
Welcome everybody to the 43rd episode of the Primos, Chidos. I'm joined as always by Brandon and Julie. Why don't you go ahead and say what's up, guys?
What's up, everyone?
What's
Happy
up, everyone?
Thursday.
Wow.
Sorry.
It's cool. I didn't even hear what you said, honestly.
I was trying to get it like together. So we both say what's up at the same time. But
you missed the mark?
I not only did I miss the mark, but she added other stuff. So I was like,
Do you remember last time you did it with me and it worked? So
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you guys don't have that connection.
yeah, I've known you longer than Julie.
Yeah.
So.
I just met this fool like this year.
It's okay. I barely
That's
met
not
Julie.
true though.
That isn't true. I've known him my whole life. That means you've known him as long. Am I wrong?
He
Anyways.
was there. He was there.
I've
mean,
always been there.
I've only known my sister for like a few years too. Well, you don't know this, but me and my sister were very estranged. I didn't meet my sister until I was like 18.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even though we lived in the same house.
That's true, by the way, guys.
No, it's not true. It's obviously just a lie. So this week, I wanted to bring some specialty to this episode. So what I brought is 3 videos, and the theme is all things that I didn't know. We go up a level. So
Okay.
Julie, why don't you go ahead and pull up the video?
Okay.
So the first video is light. We're starting at light. We're not going too heavy on it.
Let's see. What do you got here?
I guess back in the day, like people used to take golfing very seriously,
Yeah.
and to get the last ball, people would literally die for it. Like, go ahead and play it again, Julie. So this is the last.
Dang.
And I hope you guys are proud to know that I did no research. So I don't know if it was because like maybe it was worth something,
Or
or
like that's a really good. That's
So
like a
what are they
famous
doing?
golf-
In the
Yeah.
video? So what are they doing in the video?
So they're diving after
The
oh
golf
yeah,
ball.
for those of you who are just listening. So what's happening is that it's an old video, black and white, so I assume it's before like the 1920s. It's a video of somebody golfing, and it's showing that once the ball goes inside the hole, in the final hole, a group of like 10 people all dive and try to get the ball. I don't know why. As always, the Primos Chidos as ignorant as ever.
A lot of people like golfing. Do you think it's fun? I've never done a game of golf.
I like mini golfing.
Mini golfing is fun.
But like
yeah.
real golf. Like Steph Curry likes golf. Michael
Canelo
Jordan
likes golf.
Canelo likes golf. Is it like really relaxing?
I hear that it's surprisingly slept on.
Really?
Yeah, remember George Lopez in the George Lopez show? He likes golfing too.
I remember in my first before I transferred high schools, we tried to get a golf team going.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
Interesting.
are you into golf?
No, I just said I've never been. I wanted to be, but I was like, I transferred schools before, and it came to fruition. I don't know whatever happened with that, but yeah.
What if you had been like Tiger Woods, bro?
Well, I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, I mean, you could always try. You could always do it again.
Maybe.
I'll coach you.
Maybe.
I'll teach you everything I know about golf.
You've gotten golfing.
No, I'm mini golfing though, and I'm pretty good, right, Julie?
Yeah.
What's so funny?
Bro, I love the last time we went together, me and Stevie, and we were high. We took an edible, and that shit was fucking hilarious.
I wasn't there. I'm just kidding.
You were busy, bro.
Yeah,
you had
sure.
told us that you.
That's cool. Nah.
Shout out to Never Not
No.
Kirsten, who said, "Hey, happy almost Friday," because it is Thursday, so it isn't almost Friday.
It's Friday.
Thank
Eve.
you. All right, well, let's go ahead and I'll show you my second video of things that I did not know.
All right.
We're gonna up the ante a little bit. I did not know this. So
what?
yeah, so Brandon actually sent me this video last night, and it was when I was high too, so it really hit different. So basically what it is that they found like a huge like burial ground of like I think more than 20,000 like African slaves under the I think the World Trade Center, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, it kind of gave me chills because I was
Yeah.
like, what the hell, is this real?
Yeah.
And I fact checked it. This I wasn't ignorant enough. I actually did look it up, and it's true. It's
Mm.
true.
Really?
It's they even put a memorial. I think they found it in like 2006 maybe. It was like it's been not even 20 years since they found it. But yeah, I guess they were excavating and they found like a huge burial ground of just African slaves.
20,000.
What?
Yeah.
Jesus age, bro. That's
But
a lot.
to me, it kind of like I saw people, you mentioned this, people in the comments were saying that like it feels like a karmic event because of like 9/11, right?
Yeah.
And I wonder if like, what do you think about that? Do you honestly think there's like bad energy there?
I honestly don't know. The only reason I wasn't surprised, not surprised. Well, I just had heard people say something of that nature before with hurricanes, but you told me about that. Or people explain.
It was just saying that places that like hurricanes happen in, people say that it's because like it has a lot of like generations of like bad things that happen there.
Mhm.
Like I think it's like where most like the slave trade happened in the United States is where like tornado cities.
But
And
don't-
also I can't take credit for that. That was actually
No.
one of our guests said that.
No, I know, but wasn't there something else where it's like most hurricanes come along the route of
Yeah,
something like that?
it was
Don't
something
quote me,
along that
but
line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you guys believe in that? Do you guys think stuff like that?
I mean, I
happens?
guess it based on, are you a spiritual person? Julie, do you believe in that type of stuff?
I feel like I feel like it. At least karma. I've always believed in karma. Like if you mistreated
bad
people or
things.
if you do bad things, it usually comes back to you. I mean, I feel like we talked about it previously, right? When we were like, if you were a bad person, like, do you pay for it like after you die or before?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like sometimes some people suffer before they actually pass. So I don't know. I feel like there is something out there in the world that kind of like the karma it like gets to you.
Yeah, I get you.
So you
What-
believe in karma. I don't know that I believe 9/11 happened because of that, and I don't know. It feels kind of.
I mean, no, it's not. It's not saying.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not
No,
saying
no,
it's
no.
the right
I'm
thing.
explaining that
Yeah, I
for
get
the
you.
viewers that's not what we're saying.
Yeah.
We're just asking in general if you guys believe in karma. or
No,
that
but-
kind of
but-
thing.
Don't you think it is weird? It's like a weird coincidence that like
Yeah.
it happened there.
I
Like I'm not
didn't-
saying it's direct cause, but I feel like that kind of soured me on wanting to like go
Go?
to the World Trade Center.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you weren't.
Because it isn't even like a thing of like, oh, like it's payback. I don't think of it that way.
Yeah.
I just think it's weird that a lot of tragedy has happened there.
Yeah.
You
No.
know?
Yeah. That's a better way. Of putting
It's
it,
like
yeah.
we talk about Mexico.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
talked about how like slaughter and like a
Me-
sacrifice,
Mexico's really haunted. 'cause of
Yeah.
all the bad stuff. that's happened there.
cartels in the modern
Yeah.
world. And I always feel like whenever I hear people say like, oh, I saw a witch, I saw like a ghost in Mexico, I'm like,
You're like
I-
maybe.
I was like, I believe you. I believe you. Like I feel like there's a lot of bad energy in some places in Mexico because it's literally like thousands of years of like
Mhm.
terrible things that
Yeah.
have happened there,
Mhm.
like genocide,
Yeah.
like pillaging,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Okay, well, let's move on to my third video. This is my final one of things that I did not know that blew my mind, and we're gonna up it even more.
Now this has got people going crazy. In a study published yesterday, researchers have successfully reversed aging in human skin cells by up to 30 years. Scientists in Cambridge revealed that they've reprogrammed skin cells from a 53-year-old woman and rejuvenated it to the equivalent of a 23-year-old's. The technology is built on techniques used to create Dolly the cloned sheep more than 25 years ago. Experts suggest that while in their early stages, the findings could eventually revolutionize anti-aging medicine, especially if it can be replicated in other cell types. The question is, how many years do you give it before parents and their kids will look the same age?
Scared that you look the same age as your child, or your
Like,
mom looks
if-
the same age as you.
Would you guys? I always think. I remember in high school there was something they did this with rats where they had an old rat and a young rat and they
Mhm.
reversed aged the rat.
Mhm.
I don't remember like the details of it, but they
Yeah.
did it and they said they couldn't tell the rats apart. Would you guys do that? If
So,
it's like,
have you ever seen that Justin Timberlake movie About Time?
in time?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
or I think it is in
Yeah.
time. About Time's the romantic movie.
Yeah.
Where everybody like all the older people. That's what people were saying in the comment section too. Is that like I feel like at least in if this like is successful in human trials, and then they give like the anti-aging cream out, that it'll only be for like rich people. That like at least for like the first few decades probably of this tech going on, it'll probably only be for like the richest people.
Well, let's say like it's 2066 or something like that. It's a very specific year.
Yeah.
And they're like, we did it, eureka! Everybody can get it. It's cheap enough where if you want it, it's about the price of, I don't know. It's not cheap, but it's like if you really want it, you can get it. You know what I mean? Would you guys get it?
I feel like, yeah. I feel like why not? I feel like it'd be kind of cool.
So you'd go back to 20?
Like, let's say I'm like in 20, so it's 2060. So how old would I be? Let me do the math. Go speak amongst yourselves.
I feel like there's no side effects or anything.
Well, you just live longer because you're young again.
So you do live longer, or is your body still
I don't know.
old? 'Cause
I remember.
like
I think it's like
it's just
your look, right?
Your look, yeah. Your internal organs are still old.
But they're talking about how if they can get it to like other cells. So I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay, so I'd be 61, so I'd look 31. Hell yeah, dude. I'd totally do that. Even though I'd probably
But what
be like
if it was
old.
like it sent you back physically to 31? Like
Even my internal organs?
Yeah,
like everything?
Yeah.
I'd probably do it like once. I wouldn't do it like I wouldn't want to live forever. But I feel like it'd be cool to like at least like I could play with my grandkids now.
I'd hope you can like it's accurate. You're like maybe just 5 years. You know, I don't want like 4. I'm gonna get on 40. You know.
Yeah.
I feel like what are the like social implications if only the rich can get it at first? Because doesn't that mean that like
immortal?
Yeah, the rich are immortal, and like the poor people are the old looking, like sick, like poor. Because you know what's blown my mind a lot recently, and I told you we were gonna talk about this, but inflation, about how they finally released like the stat that I think it's like everything went up 8.3%. That blows my mind because I think about people who were in the 50s and then the 70s and how like gas was like 68 cents, and like obviously that's still like you have to kind of consider inflation, and that's probably like still like $2 or something. But it blows my mind that like things have become so harder to like just purchase. To live comfortably has become really difficult, and it's scary because it hasn't stopped. Like we talk about like the minimum wage and how like we should raise it, but everybody talks about how that wouldn't help anything because everything would just kind of like bounce up too. And it makes me think like I think of Blade Runner of like where most of the world is just poor people. Is poor like and it makes me think like I wonder if society is gonna branch off and there's gonna be a whole of like people who are just unbelievably rich, and then at the bottom are just like an entire community of people who are just poor.
So like no more middle class.
Yeah, but now with the anti-aging thing, because that's a real thing. Like now those people at the bottom are like the older ones, and the people on top are like young, handsome, like beautiful. It's cosmetic surgery.
Do you, with all this stuff, like all this technology, we were just talking about climate change. It'll come back to it. You know,
okay.
We're talking about climate change, about how there's that scientist who like changed himself. What did he do? He was just like
he changed himself to I think like the entrance of like a facility.
Needless to say, he was saying like, "What you got to do something? The world's ending." And then just a bunch of like, all that stuff. Do you think it's morally wrong to have kids these days?
Damn, that's an insane question to say.
Because I know there's a lot of people who believe that. Who I don't know. There's a lot of people who think like, why should I have kids? Like there's wars going on. Putin just threatened nuclear war again.
Yeah. What are you saying, Julie?
I'm like, especially the direction the Earth is going to, and with everyone saying how like it's turning bad, right? I've thought about that because I remember I thought about that because of when I read the book Hunger Games. Because in Hunger Games, Katniss, like the main girl, she doesn't want to have kids because she's like, why do I want to put them through Hunger Games? Like, who wants their own kids to go through that? Like, that's why I don't want kids. Like, she legit was like, I don't want kids. And that's when it always made me think, like, do I really want to put my kids through this world? Because maybe I might not go through like however the Earth ends, but they might.
I guess that's one thing that scares me too about like how you asked me if I would take the anti-aging thing. It's like I don't know if I want to see life on Earth beyond my years. Like I imagine for like our grandparents or like for people who are really old in the 70s and 80s. Wait,
Patty with Fatty said, I thought about this too, Brandon, and honestly I would adopt now.
I'm thinking about that too. I wouldn't mind adopting.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, what's the difference between adopting and having a kid
Well,
of your own?
they're already here, you know what I mean, and they need
like,
they
I
need a
get
home,
you.
you know.
It's different than you putting them on this
like
earth.
there's kids who already need a home, and then I'm adding it. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
don't know.
I get what you're
I'm
saying.
just thinking. I'm just wondering. You know.
No, I get what you're saying.
So, do you guys think it's moral, immoral to? Because I've seen a lot of people say that in America, it's 100% a choice now to have a kids. I don't know that I agree with that, but that's what people say now.
Yeah.
Wait, what? It's 100% a choice to have kids. What do you mean?
Like if you don't want kids, then they're like everything's
It's pretty easy.
It's pretty easy
Yeah.
to not have a kid if you
I
really
get you.
don't want kids.
I get you.
Like, and people go like, oh well, what about abortion? They're like, well, if you really don't want kids, just don't have sex. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
You know, I don't know if I agree with that.
And we're about to
whatever.
come out with this male birth control pill. It's
Yeah.
gonna change the game. Anti-aging.
Patty said these
Kids need someone.
Yeah.
Bro, this is like this is what he says every episode though. Like, we need Batman too, and like,
Yeah.
like everybody just needs someone.
Yeah.
We need a hero, bro. We need Superman.
I don't know. Maybe it's moral. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I saw In a Nutshell made a video about climate change, and he was talking about how scientists used to predict that it was going to be a 4 degree or 4 Celsius like increase.
Yeah.
And 4 is really bad. Like, that's
Yeah.
really bad. But he says
I think
it's-
just 1 is bad. No.
oh well, 4 was like doomsday bad.
Oh.
And they said like it's looking more like 3 now, which they're like, oh, that doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot more. It's a lot better than 4. where
Yeah.
we can still do a lot more.
Yeah.
So I was like, interesting timing that they released that,
That's-
and then
The
and I
NASA.
don't know In a Nutshell's credibility, but they you know
They
but-
seem like they know their shit.
yeah
They take it very serious.
yeah so
But that's such a weird mentality to have of like, oh, like we're gonna get 3 degrees above instead of 4.
he was the point of the video was to say that like he feel that a lot of people feel like what's the point now, that's so they kind of gave up, and he's
Oh.
like, no, like look, it's working, and we're doing the bare minimum, and it's working. Imagine if we actually do a lot of shit.
Yeah.
So he's saying like have some hope, but it's still a dire like situation.
Yeah.
So I thought that video was cool, but I don't know, the NASA's guy or whatever was like, we're all gonna die in 10 years. So, I
You
don't
know what? Like these days, like it's so like sometimes blows my mind is when I legit see people litter. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
what?
Dude,
Yeah.
I've asked you about that because I've seen a lot of people litter, like a lot.
In
And
like your personal life?
yeah, like in
Like
my
people you
personal-
know?
not in my people I know, people I don't know, but like
Uh-huh.
enough where it's like that's like a big percentage of people I've seen litter. And I've always wondered, because we went to a school where that was focused on environmental,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
science. I always wondered, do you think there's genuinely like an information gap, like they just didn't learn about that stuff, or like why it's so serious?
I no, I think they're aware. I think most people are aware that
They just
littering
don't
is
care.
bad. Yeah, there's signs everywhere that says don't litter.
Mm.
I think people just honestly don't care. They think of it as like, what will my small piece of trash do anyways? And then that's such bullshit, because
Mm.
like there's 7 billion of us. If we all had that
Yeah.
mentality,
Yeah.
like obviously everything's gonna become fucking shit. I mean, I've always tried to clean up other people's litter.
Mhm.
Like even if I see somebody who like I don't even know and they left their shit, I try to throw it away. But most people say that like the average human doesn't even make that much trash, that it's more companies.
I think we need term limits in Congress.
Term limits?
That's the big thing.
wait,
about
wait. Okay, how does this?
Well, because everybody there's fucking ancient, bro. I think
They're all old.
somebody there's like a statistic. We've only had one president that didn't go to a segregated school, and that's Obama.
Really?
Yeah, Biden's 78, bro, or whatever.
Damn.
Like, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's why that's what the anti-aging thing kind of scares me, is the people in power are really old, and they're gonna
Whoa.
keep that mindset.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not saying like, oh, they should just drop dead already. I'm just saying like, bro, get out of there. Like your
Yeah.
ideas they're antiquated. They're, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like what we talked about how like, well, one day we'll see, when we finally have the technology to live forever,
Mm.
we'll see that there was a purpose for dying.
Yeah.
That there's like it's nature, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
there's a reason people die, and there's a reason new people are
Mm.
born.
Yeah.
The cycle to be fucked up. It's like a balance,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably won't take that shit. I'm
Nah,
good.
not even once.
Nah, I'm not really interested in it. I don't really understand the hype in it. I mean, I guess the only way I'd maybe take it is if I was young now. Like, let's say I'm like 32 or whatever, and they're
Mhm.
like, oh, we can send you back to 25. I'm like, all right, you know?
Yeah.
But if I'm like 70 and they're like, you want to go back to 20? I don't know that I'm gonna
Damn.
want
Yeah.
that.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about. That's like a huge gap. Because I mean, they say at least there in what they showed on TikTok,
Yeah.
it's 30 years. If I was 60, I wouldn't mind being like 30 in my 30s again. But I wouldn't do it again. I wouldn't do it again just because like I feel like that's enough. I feel like I only want to do it again because like I want to.
I think eventually it's in our DNA to want to die. So I feel like the people who do that are gonna be sorry they did that. Because what's that movie, Interview with the Vampire?
Yeah.
So they were talking about it on Joe Rogan.
Or Brad Pitt wants to fucking die.
He just wants to die already. Wolverine wants to die. I feel like, come on, you can't do this forever.
But you know what? That's our idea of it right now because we've never met somebody who's actually had like the capability of living like super long and being still young. You know. I feel like we have people who live really long and are really old, and like, of course, they want to die. Like, they're hurting, they're like aching. It's hard to get up. They get tired. But if you all of a sudden all that goes away and you're young,
so you don't want to at now. You don't want to eventually die. Like as a young man now, you don't want to eventually die.
No, yeah, I know.
Well, I like.
I feel like dying is peaceful, man.
I like Neil deGrasse Tyson's take on it. Like if you have eternity, why do anything? Because like you always have tomorrow. You know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I think that's
true.
Patty with a fatty said Steve litters joints. I don't know, something like that. It's not true. That is not true. And even if I did, joints are biodegradable. So
is that true?
That's true.
That's true.
That is true. They're made out of paper. They dissolve. As long as you throw them in dirt, they dissolve even faster. It's true. I'm just saying.
We gotta do something about this environment, man. That's why I'm mad I brought a disposable mask, because apparently these are wreaking havoc on the environment.
The whole world is wearing them, bro.
What was the thing that people used to say when you would find the mask like on the "We are the virus"?
We are the virus, bro.
Supposed to like cut them, right? Like the things, because they get tangled up on turtles.
Oh yeah, I remember people used to do that for the sodas, the like little plastic thing.
I do that. You guys don't do that?
I mean, I don't. I just
we don't use them anymore.
Yeah, we don't use them.
Do they even make those anymore?
I don't think they do. I think
it's just
save the
pack,
turtles.
right?
Yeah. I like the memes of people who are like, fuck, like I'm all for the turtles, but these new straws suck. The like paper straws, and they do, bro. They fucking suck. I wish we could just solve.
Just get a metal straw.
Yeah.
Oh, just take it around. But I mean, the waiters, the restaurants, they're gonna give you the same ones. So I mean,
well, I feel like I've never understood why you know, what's it called? The restaurants don't use metal straws because they use metal forks and stuff, and they wash them. Just wash the straws.
You know, it's weird. We have metal straws, and I've always felt like they after a while, some of them kind of like
they build up a residue.
They just not that. It's like more like some of them have like a taste. Some of them have like a taste to them.
Oh,
yeah,
like a metal taste.
Yeah, like a metallic taste. So sometimes you're drinking like a smoothie.
So if it's not plastic, straws are only a one-time thing.
Why don't we focus on these oil companies who are polluting the ocean instead of taking my plastic straws? I'm totally just kidding.
I wouldn't mind the immortal shit or whatever if the Earth was cool. Like if we didn't treat it, if they're like, okay,
the Earth is cool.
Like if they were like, no, I mean like if it was fine. If they were like, okay, how about this? We'll clean up the Earth. No more plastic, all that shit. We'll clean it up. But can we be immortal? I'll be like, yeah, I don't care. Just leave me alone. You know? Yeah, I mean,
in the time, like with everything going on or everything that has happened, do you really want like your kid to go through this?
Well, it sucks.
Or do you want to live through another like event like this?
Well, I've always wanted kids, so it sucks. But I don't know. I feel like I have to do more research, readings, talk to a bunch of people.
I guess I like to believe that when I die, humanity would have somehow have done it,
figured it out.
Yeah, because I feel like in our lifetime, I feel like at the end of our lifespan, if we live to be like 80 to 100, like
be cool.
Yeah, we might. I feel like in our lifetime, the end of our lifetime, we'll see like a big change in the world because it's already happened. Like in our like the beginning, we've seen the beginning of it. I mean, when people didn't have the whole world in their pocket, and now they do. And like people are going to Mars in 2050. Like
I think the rich are gonna go off into space.
They're gonna fuck off.
They're gonna fuck off. So I hope so. Because dude, man, I don't know. I don't want to bother anybody. I just want to stay here, you know, tend to some land, grow a few.
That's crazy.
plants.
So even if we like discovered a complete new planet, we discovered bigger Earth.
I'm good.
You would be like, well, I was born.
What's wrong with this one? Literally, what's wrong with this
Your
one?
Team Earth, bro. Yeah. You should get a tattoo.
Bro, there's elephants here. There's You tell me there's elephants on bigger Earth. There's dolphins. Like, come on, bro. There's cool stuff here.
They're bigger dolphins.
There's trees here, bro. Trees are really cool. I was looking at some trees the other day, and there's this one where it was like, it was on the road. My dad probably could have told me what it was, but it was like this huge, like it looked like an umbrella, and it was just like it was like bright yellow, and it was so cool because the people had like basically like a little like mini garden inside the tree.
Really?
And, like, chairs and stuff. And it looks so dope.
and you were like, "That's it.
I'm like,
never leaving."
I'm like, that's they figured it out. That's what you're supposed to do.
This is what we need. This is what we really need to heal the earth.
Yeah, like I don't know. Maybe I'm just.
I feel like I still want to have kids. I feel like I'm gonna have to step in.
Yeah.
I'll just say that.
No, yeah,
the climate change.
I'll step in for sure.
I'm gonna have to step in and stop this climate change.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to talk to Biden.
Yeah. That dude's really old, man. I want some young. I want a young.
Well, because you know what it reminds me of JFK. How JFK was. How old was he when he became
Wasn't he in
president?
his 40s? He's the youngest president ever.
Yeah. That's why I always say like when JFK was assassinated, bro. That's for reals when people stopped caring. Like I mean, in politics.
Yeah.
Like, if anything, that's when people paid attention the most because they're like, holy shit, like our president just got whacked.
I genuinely think once the like boomers are gone, it's like and the millennials and start to take over, not even just like as a bias thing, I just mean like the priorities are different. So I feel like it'll get a little better. I mean, that's usually what happens, right?
What do you think about the fact that we're living in one of the biggest eras of peace technically?
I think that's cool. I hope it.
But why does it not feel that way?
That's a good question.
Like, why does it feel like, if anything, the world is in more danger than ever? Like, especially with this whole Putin today just threatened again nukes, you know? Like, why does it feel as though, like, if anything, or we're always worried about AIs and like social media, like, well, why does it feel like the world is always on the edge of like, but the pandemic happened? It feels like the world is always on the edge of like ending.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Well, we're gonna have to answer that when we get right back. We're gonna hear a special word from our sponsors.
Yeah, in just a few.
Oh yeah,
we're still working on the timing. So
yeah. So bear with us, but well, you'll hear from us right when we come
I'm gonna
back.
say something really interesting, guys, and like, so here's my take.
Well, you'll hear from us right when we come
I'm gonna
back.
say something really interesting, guys, and like, so here's my take.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Alex Himes from Courtside Radio. We'd love to have you tuning in every Monday and Thursday at 6:30 p.m. right here on the Good News Radio Network. Don't forget to tune in every week, people. We'll see you then.
Only on TGN Sports.
Oh my God, do you really know? Do you really know who you are, what you want, how to get it? Or are you just living to exist with drama-filled relationships, bored, unfulfilled desires, and now lack has become your hashtag? The difference between a spectacular life or an ordinary one is merely 15 minutes of discovery. Choose to live a fulfilled life narrated and created by your design. Book a 15-minute free consultation with Coach Zena, transformational practitioner specializing in human design and life coaching. Learn what awaits you. Go to CoachZena.com or on Instagram at coach.askzena.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Mysterious Jax from Ladies Night Radio Show. That's right, the entertaining, fun show with Cheeseman, hot topics, and just all girl talk. This show is for the ladies, so make sure you catch it every Friday at 7:30 with me and my ladies, only on TGN Latinx.
Birthdays are meant for celebration, and when it comes to celebrating, Flour and Sugar never misses a beat. Offering custom cake designs to fit any special occasion, your cake will be the talk around town. From sushi cakes to perfume bottles, everything is always edible with flavors like Oreo, banana pudding, and our top flavor, strawberry shortcake. I can't miss. Order your special cake today by email at flourandsugarla@gmail.com or visit our website at flourandsugar.store. Or if you want to see new designs, follow us on Instagram at _flour_and_sugar_.
Have you heard of D-Lit Juice? Well, it is a minority-owned cold-pressed juice company here in Los Angeles, offering daily cleanses, sea moss wellness shots, and teas, and flavors like hibiscus punch, blue gelato, orange delight, and black fuego, just to name a few. They have local deliveries every Wednesday and Sundays, and shipping all throughout the United States. Make sure you check out their Instagram and Facebook, D-Lit Juice. That's D-Lit Juice, bringing a healthy lifestyle straight to your door.
It's Keith Good News here, telling and reminding y'all to make sure you listen to Top of the Morning every Monday and Wednesday to get your morning started off right. 9 a.m. on TGN Talk. Don't miss it. Don't be late. It's for the above average only.
Hooty hoo! Are you looking for a DJ for your next private party, wedding, club, corporate event, tour, or even bar mitzvah? DJ Dash is the guy that can get it done. With 10 years plus experience in both audio and video DJing, I can cater to literally any crowd for any occasion. Call or text me now at area code 323-854-2013. Once again, that's 323-854-2013. And don't forget to keep up with me on all social medias, including SoundCloud, handle @approved, DASHAPPROVED. See you soon.
What's up? It's Brandon from the Primos. Hey everyone, we're back. What did you just ask?
So we were talking about like cryo sleep or something, right? You were telling me a crazy fact that I never knew, so it goes in theme. You told me that Larry King apparently he
Well, I remember in an interview he said that that's what he wanted to do, where he was talking with I think Neil deGrasse Tyson, and that's where Neil deGrasse Tyson said like, "Don't you like what I had said earlier?"
Yeah.
And he was like,
so
he asked Larry King like, "If you could live forever, would you?" And Larry King says yes.
So is it a theory or is it more like people are certain that he
I haven't
he
looked it
froze
up,
himself?
but that's what he would always say is that that's what he wanted to do.
He wanted to freeze himself.
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
What did he die of? He had cancer, right? He had like some form. I think
he was pretty old, so you know, kind of.
But I think he had some form of cancer.
Yeah.
So and like you said, there's a lot of factors that go into play, right? When like people freeze themselves, right?
Yeah.
They kind of have to like.
They're basically betting on a lot of things that will get solved in the future, which, you know, maybe, I don't know. I always think if, let's say they do figure it out, what a weird, like, everybody's like, what happened, bro? Like, what did you see? Like, you know, what if they're like, I don't know. It's like I was asleep.
I imagine it's like it's when you get knocked out. Have you ever been knocked out?
No, I haven't.
Me neither. But like, I've heard a lot of people describe it. And it's a lot like it's more. No, it's literally like 1 second you're doing something and the next second you're like on the ground and like you don't sense that time change. So I wonder if Larry King, if he does get unfrozen like
that
400 years, he's like, whoa, like it's 400. I feel like that would scare me. I feel like if I was that old too, I'd immediately go into cardiac arrest.
Well, because maybe they'd have the 400 years, they'd probably have the like the aging shit down.
Oh, he wakes up in like a young body.
He does the vision thing, or he like.
Why do you think he does the vision thing, or he comes out? Why do you think that rich people are so scared of like aging? Because like my sister mentioned, like they have Botox and like skin lifts.
I guess it's kind of like they have all the like finer things in life, right? And I think they think that's all it is, maybe. And they're like, I don't want this to go.
I thought what you were gonna say is like they have all the finer things in life. So like they're like, why would I want to die? My life's awesome.
Yeah, maybe that too. You know,
and when you're like down in like a lower class, quote unquote. Like obviously you're like, bro, I just want life to be over, bro. Like life is just painful.
Yeah.
Like life is just suffering.
Or maybe they just never had to ask themselves certain questions like that, because like, you know, they're always kind of distracted with pleasure.
It is really interesting though that they're like super interested in like de-aging themselves.
That's what Alex Jones says, that they're obsessed with that.
Alex Jones also says that the government makes frogs gay. Have you seen?
Isn't that he doesn't?
They make what?
They're trying to make the frogs gay. He says that. You never seen that? It's like a famous clip of Alex Jones
trying to make the freaking frogs gay.
You haven't seen it, but like people have broke it down, and what he was actually talking about is true, and that's what blows my mind. You want to explain it?
There wasn't there like a chemical that they were releasing that they're polluting, and it was fucking with the frogs like gender and stuff.
Yeah.
So, like they were like all boy frogs or whatever.
Yeah. So what it was is that the government was releasing a pesticide, and the pesticide was chemically reacting to the frogs and making them lose their genitalia if they were males, and in theory turning them into girls. So that's what he meant by they're turning the freaking frogs gay.
Yeah. But dude, you know what I wanted to talk about though? That I still don't really understand what, and not what's his name? I lost his name. John Oliver, how he's blackmailing.
Oh yeah,
how he's blackmailing Congress, right?
Have you heard of that, Julie?
Wait, what?
That John Oliver is blackmailing Congress.
Who is this guy?
He's the guy with the glasses. He's British or whatever, and he's always talking. He's doing like politics. You know those political talk shows?
Yeah.
He's that guy.
Okay.
You can look up his face, but basically,
you're probably gonna see the news story. That's probably gonna be the first thing.
He's talking about he's talking about how the people in power don't do anything to protect the people's privacy, and you can just buy people's like their social security.
Yeah, you can buy like all their information.
You can buy all their information from like a stockbroker or something like that, right? And so he bought the members of like all their information. And he's like, if you think this is illegal, it's not. And he's like, but you can make it illegal. And so he's saying like if they don't do something about it, then he's gonna release their
live on his show. He has like an envelope, and he's like, I have a lot of things in here that I know that they don't want released and has never been released before. And it's like, and I'm gonna release it unless they like outlaw it.
Yeah,
I'm surprised you didn't hear about that.
No, I didn't hear about it.
Yeah, I didn't. It's wow.
The MTV Awards.
That takes balls, though. That takes balls. I'll give him that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think he's bluffing or you think he's being for reals?
I feel like he's being for reals. That takes balls, though. I'm surprised. Well, I was talking to Patty with Fatty about it, and he was saying like they won't. Even if they were gonna whack him, they probably won't because it looks hella suspicious.
I don't know.
You don't think?
I don't think
they
agree.
care?
I don't agree.
At this
Yeah,
point, they don't care, bro.
yeah, they would whack his ass plain as day. Would make it look like an accident.
Well, that's why I'm like, I guess balls, right? Well, I feel like he knows there's something that's stopping them, right?
Patty with Fatty said Joker moment.
Yeah,
I saw people say
it
that,
was
yeah.
kind of eerie though. Have you seen the clip where he's like talking about it? It's a little,
No,
it's a little
actually, I
eerie. I think it's a little eerie.
Where he's saying that he's gonna.
He's just basically like saying like if you don't do anything, and then like I think the audience kind of goes ooh, and I don't know. It's respect to him though, because.
No, you see, I totally believe that they would whack his ass in broad daylight for everybody to see, and they just call it something else. They'd be like, "Oh, it's one of those." Yeah, it's one of those things where in 10 years, who's gonna remember that? Maybe they'll so you'll see it on TikTok. Be like, "Wow, I never knew this," and then that's it.
Patty with Fatty said it's legally obtained info. If they were to, then it for sure is sus.
I feel like Patty with Fatty has a point though. It is legally obtained, and if they were to whack him, I feel like there'd be too much backlash. You know what I mean? Like
no, because I'm telling you, because it would be an accident. It'd be like John Oliver dies and tragic, like because I always think of the Kevin Spacey stuff. Like to me, that somebody literally said they had the information that would put Kevin Spacey away for his whole life.
But I
and
guess
they died in a mysterious car crash.
But isn't this different though? Because John Oliver is like a guy himself. Like it's one thing to
be
like,
a nobody.
just not to be the dick, but like to someone that a lot of people don't know about. But this is like he has a huge audience. He's like probably a millionaire.
Yeah,
like everybody around the world knows him.
Do you think he's hired security? See, this is why I'm like, I wonder if he's bluffing or not. Because like,
well, I feel like nah, he can't be. Why would he bluff?
So what's his show is what, a news or it's
what's
like
it called?
or
The
it's
Daily
like,
Show?
It's
it's
a
called
Daily
Daily
Show.
Show.
So it's like Trevor Noah.
Yeah,
it's
exactly like Trevor Noah.
It's exactly.
So he was legit serious, or was it just a skit?
No,
he's
saying
being
he's serious.
Yeah.
Where he has their information.
Interesting.
And I think that's really.
Would you ever do something like that?
Nah.
What if you were huge? You're like Tom Hanks level.
JFK was huge, bro.
He was literally president.
He was the head honcho.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, if they can, but then again, I guess it's a different time.
And also that
JFK didn't have like the TikTok.
And that one's unconfirmed, I guess. You know what I mean? It's
like I mean,
do you think that that the CIA genuinely whacked JFK?
I mean, it was confirmed they killed Martin Luther King. No.
Yeah, the FBI did. Not the CIA. But I mean, it shows you that the government does a lot of shady shit.
Yeah, so, I don't know. That's I mean, but see, that's why I think we need term limits on Congress.
But like, I don't know how the CIA works. How does the CIA work? Does it like? It's not like term limits or anything, right?
No, Congress. But
like, how does that relate?
Because they're the people who make the laws. They can be there indefinitely for.
I get you.
You know what I mean?
I get you.
But term limits, they have to keep running. And someone who's better, younger, more suited for the job can get, the job.
Yeah.
Instead of just being there forever and using your political power to like stay there forever. Because then you could just be like, hey, you don't want me to outlaw this, bro? Like, give me some money for my campaign and all, you know?
You see,
if you can't be there, you literally can't be there for more than 8 years or whatever. Then
this is another thing. This goes to the theme of like, I like that this is like haunting images you won't believe.
Yeah.
Because I'm really starting to think that like for a while now, I've thought like I feel like I just can't trust anything anymore, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like the whole like anything on the phone. Maybe that's why I stay off my phone.
It's all.
I feel like so much of it, like even things that I feel like are good, like could easily be just a trick.
Yeah.
Like could just be trying to trick me into something that's wrong.
I feel like for me, it's more like I can't believe anything anymore.
Dude, you know what else?
Like I can't trust anything.
Yeah.
You know what else I don't understand? How many states are doing this whole abortion like thing?
Oh, today they Florida, right?
Did some. Yeah.
Did you see it, Julie? DeSantis, the governor of Florida.
It's like a 15-week ban.
Yeah.
It's up to 50. Does he mean up to 15 weeks?
I think
I didn't. It was like this morning, so I didn't read it.
Yeah, I didn't read it either because I saw it right before the show. I didn't get a chance to read it.
So what's going on with?
Let's see. Look it up.
Florida abortion, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, me and Steve will talk amongst ourselves.
Yeah. I mean,
but like I really don't get like what they gain from that. Like what's the like
controlling people's bodies?
Like I just like what's the like what do you get from
It's
that?
the Great Reset, bro. Have you ever heard of that?
No, I haven't.
The Great Reset is what people are saying is coming soon. The like,
it's like Project Bluebeam type shit.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. I forgot what people say is supposed to set it off. This is a conspiracy theory, by the way, guys. So like, obviously this is gonna sound completely insane, but the Great Reset is supposed to be kicked off by, like, it has to do with what's going on in Ukraine and like the pandemic, and like it's about making people more submissive, and like, it's the metaverse. People are saying that like a simulation, like people are gonna become more addicted to like being in a simulated world to make the simulated world better than the real world. So that way you're always kind of sedated and you're never in the real world. And big government and big businesses can do whatever they want in the real world because you'll always be comfortable. Be like, the real world sucks. Like I'm gonna just go into the metaverse. In the metaverse, I own a mansion and I can roam around my mansion. And like I could say what's up to my friends, and like I could drink a glass of water in the real world, which in the actual like game is like champagne, you know? People are saying, and I don't believe this, but like people are saying that that's like the world seems to be going in a certain direction where it's going to be completely different than what it was 100 years ago, and in the sense of like it's going to be a society where most of people in the population are sedated and are NPCs, are people who aren't really there.
That's interesting.
That's why I don't like when people call each other NPCs, man. Because to me, it's like just dehumanizing.
Is NPC what is that again?
Non-playable character. So in video games, you know when we used to play Smash Bros. And there'd be computers, CPU. It's like that. NPC or
like
Grand Theft
in
Auto.
GTA when Trevor walks up to somebody, he's like, "Hi, my name's Trevor. What's yours?"
Yeah.
And they go, and they run away.
Yeah, those are NPCs.
Yeah.
So to call somebody an NPC, in my opinion, it's almost becoming too much. I'm like, nah, you can't say that.
Yeah.
If you say that in front of me, don't ever say that.
I agree. I think that's why it's dehumanizing.
Yeah.
It's because there's just too many of us too. I mean, it relates to what we said about like, is it really wrong to have kids in this modern day?
I wonder what this will be like in a few decades. Like, there's a lot of shit we hear about from like the 50s and 60s where everybody was paranoid about this thing, and we kind of like laugh about it now. Do you think that'll happen? I mean, it seems like it, but
okay, what were people paranoid about that we laugh about now?
The Red Scare, where they thought everybody was a communist.
Oh, that's true.
There was,
that's true.
Well, there's stuff I don't mean laugh about, but there's stuff where where it's like it sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
Remember when they were like castrating everybody, and they were like,
Well, it's weird because I feel more scared because we're like, I mean, we're the TJ and Latinx, so we're minorities, and I always think of. Have you ever seen the documentary No Mas Bebes?
Yeah, that's the one where they were castrating people, right?
Yeah. Have you ever seen it, Julian? Or heard about it? No Mas Babies?
No.
This is actually an educational thing that I'll say to any viewers who don't know about this kind of horrific LA history. So in like the 90s, I think the 90s, or maybe even later. Oh, it says right there. Immigrant mothers sue county saying you're gonna remember the word. Okay, yeah. So between the 1960s to the 1970s, a lot of immigrants from Mexico came to Los Angeles, and when they would go for regular checkups, or they would go into labor in the hospitals, LA County was secretly castrating all mothers, or were getting their tubes tied or cutting them. And it wasn't until like the 90s that this documentary came out called No Mas Bebes, where they revealed that thousands of people were being castrated without their will because they didn't know English. So they'd sign away, and obviously they're giving labor, they're in times of stress. They'd like tell them like sign this, and they sometimes they would lie and straight up say like, oh, this is just so we can do the surgery to remove the baby.
Like a language barrier, so they didn't understand. Yeah, that's
that's where like that like hospital.
The abandoned. Yeah, the hospital that's literally right there. I see it. We'll see it literally driving home today.
Yeah,
like it has like such a horrific history.
Patty with the Fatty asked me if I thought if the abortion thing was to try to keep minority population down. And I said no, because I thought it was more of like I think it's more like a class thing. I think they want to keep people poor. So like if you have a kid young and you can't get an abortion and you have to raise the kid, you're probably going to stay in poverty because you have to focus on the kid. So I think it's more about that. But do you think it is like a race thing, or they want you know what I mean?
I feel like I agree with what you said. I feel like
it's more like an economic thing.
Yeah, I totally think so. I mean, if everybody's super, nobody is, right?
Yeah.
If everybody can.
Do you I don't know, man. It's interesting. I don't know what's the world's.
You know what gets me? Just going back a little bit to that documentary that I was talking about.
Yeah.
Is I remember the stories are just insane because some of them talk about how they went on to get like divorced. Some of them never felt like a true woman because they never knew that they got their tubes tied. Like that's the government, bro. You guys heard that beep? That's the CIA outside our door right now. Anyways, a lot of them talk about how they just thought something was wrong with them.
You're scared.
That they just couldn't have like babies.
Yeah.
But it was straight up the government, and that was so recent. That's 1960s. Hadn't even been 100 years.
Yeah.
Like that's what I mean. Like the government does shady shit all the time. If John Oliver like was in a car crash, I'd honestly believe I honestly believe that the CIA killed him, but I believe that nothing would happen.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of us don't trust the doctors, bro, or we don't really trust anything.
That's why I'm protesting by never going to a doctor ever in my life.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't gone since I was like 15.
Really?
Mhm.
That's your plan?
That's my plan.
That's how you're gonna stick it to the man?
Yeah, sometimes I cough up blood and I'm like, nope, I'm just gonna tough it out.
We just eat like some herbs.
Yeah, my mom just makes me like
Smoke
a native
some
thing.
weed.
Yeah.
Smoke some weed.
Yeah.
Like that time I couldn't even move for like a week. I was like bedridden and I just like toughed it out, bro. I sweated it all out.
Getting crazier out there.
I'm
Can't
scared, bro.
trust my doctors, can't trust my lawyers.
You're scared? Why are you scared?
The world, bro. It's fucking crazy. I don't want to be an adult, bro. Too many responsibilities.
You'd rather be a kid?
No
And then-
care in the world. When I was so innocent, bro. But I guess we have to, you know. We gotta live
I
life.
remember being a kid and thinking like racism didn't exist.
Yeah.
Like, and it wasn't because like I was being ignorant. It's more like because that's what they teach you kind of in school. Like I feel like the civil rights movement felt like that was like hundreds of years ago.
And that was the happy ending. Like,
Yeah,
like,
we fought. There's no more racism.
like we did it, boys. It's over.
Because it all just always seemed like stories. Like it didn't.
There was like a
seem-
wall,
yeah.
right?
Well, I don't know. The only reason I kind of have a little hope is because like we're gonna be in charge eventually, or our generation eventually. And I know our generation doesn't seem eye to eye, but I feel like we're all on the same kind of playing field a little bit. Where it's like the older, like it's not the same as like the boomers versus like Gen Z, right? There's just I feel like there's completely different priorities there. Like, you know what I mean?
You
Where I
think so though? But didn't we say like young kids right now are like they don't care? Like,
But I feel like it's but I don't think it's like they don't care in the sense of like they're like fuck that, like I'm not gonna do shit. I think it's more like I don't know, because I feel like there's some things that people take out of hand, right? Like some aspects of cancel culture has some cool aspects to it, right? There's some things that I agree with. But I feel like accountability, awareness, etc., and that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. But like they take it too far sometimes, or they like do too much over the smallest thing, you know?
Yeah.
So I think it's more like that, but I don't know. I mean, right?
You know what? If I became president, we made an episode like 20 episodes ago.
Bro, if I was in charge, you'd
handle it?
I'd fix it up, bro.
Shout out to the homie Izzy, who he talked about how if he became president, he'd solve everything.
And
he swears he's gonna run when he's old enough. So vote for Izzy
I
Ibarra.
kept asking him questions.
Yeah, he kind of
because he got all of y'all's vote. I was like, I don't know, bro.
I remember he said the realest shit. He said like, what is he gonna do about homeless? And he's like, I'm gonna keep it real. I don't know, but like I'm gonna handle it. You see, you wouldn't catch Eric Garcetti saying that.
Yeah, bro, Bernie should have been president, man.
Do you think that's when the timeline broke off?
It was when Harambe got shot. Why? I don't know. Everybody collectively agrees that's when the bad timeline started.
When was that? Like 2016, right?
Yeah,
that was 2016. Yeah. I always say it was when Obama became president.
That's when the bad timeline started.
No, that's just like when things started getting weird. When things started getting when the United States started getting weird.
Do you think? Do you think
it's just
maybe this is why Dave Chappelle like he made the good decision by going to Africa? Maybe this is all just like America media. Maybe everybody here in America is like what they say we're the Florida of like the world.
Yeah.
Everybody here is just crazy and we consume a lot of crazy shit.
Isn't there that like that island that's like 7 years behind or something like that?
It's I think like I think it's like a whole country. A whole country is still like in like 1967 or something.
Yeah.
Like that's their year.
Yeah.
Because they go by a different calendar.
Yeah.
I think it's like something like that. But it is cool. But if you equate it to like if you really add and do the math and
then
and
it's
carry
actually
it,
2012.
Yeah.
Like, shut up, bro.
They
said that about last year.
Because people say about like the Aztec calendar or something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Which in my opinion, racially motivated. The Aztec calendar has nothing to do with the end of the world.
Yeah.
Just saying.
It's
they
Ethiopia,
just stopped.
no?
They just stopped doing it, right?
Ethiopia,
It's just wait, what?
right? That's how you say it.
Yeah, Ethiopia.
Yeah.
Oh, Ethiopia is the one I guess that's back in the day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to move to Canada maybe or somewhere.
I feel like it has to be like. Well, I mean, I guess that's just what you want to do. But I feel like if you have to get away from the media, it has to be like away from North America. I feel like it has to be like Africa.
Africa?
It has to be like something far away to where like the cultural ties.
But I
because
feel like-
Canada's just next to America.
Well, most people move to like South Africa, which is basically like where it's.
yeah,
like-
but I'm that's why I'm not saying don't go to South Africa. I'm saying go somewhere else.
No, but a lot of Africa is like really dangerous. So like the places that people go is usually like where all the colonizers are.
Well, maybe that's what you need.
Well, I don't know. Well, I'm just saying like I feel like it's kind of counterintuitive, no? Or I don't know. I don't know. I'm not.
Why are you running away from your problems, bro? You should
That's
face
true.
them.
You know what? That's a good point. I'm gonna read a quote. I'm gonna read a quote.
And what's your quote?
Like, I'll pull it up right now. I have it saved.
Pull up the receipts.
It's not a receipt.
You know where I'd never move?
Where?
Europe.
Europe? Why?
I just
Is it
don't
'cause of
like
their
it.
teeth?
I just don't like Europe.
Oh.
Because their teeth.
I never understood the hype in Europe.
Yeah, I hear it's like
Have
really
you gone?
rainy.
Have you gone?
No, I don't really want to either.
But you never
I
gone?
feel like you can't say that if you've never.
Yeah, I
been there.
can. I feel like I don't.
Ziggy,
I don't
how
get the
did you
hype.
feel when you went?
I thought it was cool.
I feel like I don't get the hype.
Traitor.
I don't care about the.
Traitor.
I don't want to see the Eiffel Tower. I
Traitor,
don't care
bro.
about the Roman Colosseum. I really don't give a shit. Like I really don't care.
I mean, I went to both, and honestly, they were cool. But I liked the French like countryside more
Mhm.
because that was really pretty. Like it's just
Yeah.
basically like it's small like little villages. But I wouldn't live there. I wouldn't live there. Mainly because like the history there. Like those are my
Maybe like
They
or maybe Greenland or Iceland. Just somewhere where there's nobody. That's right.
somebody where there's nobody. Oh,
go to the
Iceland?
Netherlands.
Oh no,
Iceland,
Greenland.
yeah,
Isn't
it's
Greenland like
yeah.
covered in snow?
Yeah.
You like that? You like the snow?
I don't. Well, nobody's there, so you know.
You like being by yourself?
Yeah.
If the nukes went off, you'd be safe. I think I remember there's a game, and I know Patty was a fatty knows. There's a game called I think like Infected.co or something.
And that's like
And
a safe space.
that's like the hardest. Yeah, that's the hardest place to infect when you play the game. So your role is your virus, and you're trying to
Oh.
kill all of humanity. And the hardest one to get is like I think Iceland,
That's nice.
Interesting.
because it's like so it's so like secluded. Okay, so here's my quote: "Traveling will not fix your problems. A change of character, not a change of air, is what you need." And that was by Letters from a Stoic.
Letters from a Stoic.
Yeah,
So what is
cool.
it again?
I like
Traveling-
poetry, man.
So what is it again?
Oh my god, this is proof that my sister never listens to me.
Oh, I do. It's just like it takes me a while to comprehend everything, bro.
Traveling. Okay, let me say it again.
I'm a visual learner.
Traveling will not fix your problems. A change of character, not a change of air, is what you need.
I see it now.
Would you move to Mexico? I take back what I said about Dave Chappelle. That's pretty cool. Like well, because he probably went back to like reconnect with his roots too.
Oh, so you're
So-
asking me would I go back to Mexico?
Would you go back to Mexico?
Because it's like my roots. I'd honestly probably go see
Would you
Oaxaca.
go back to where you came from? No, just kidding.
Now I don't want to
I
answer.
can't believe you said that. I can't believe you said that.
I feel like that's true. I feel like I have to deep dive. It sucks that like my grandmammy passed away because I feel like I lost out on like probably what would have been useful information on like where I come from. Because me and my sister yesterday were talking about how like for a long time I really didn't like understand. I didn't have a self identity, and I feel like a lot of Mexicans are kind of like toxic because they don't have self identity.
Yeah.
So they identify more with like being black, or they identify more with being like white. And I feel like that's where a lot of toxicity comes
Yeah.
from being like a Mexican.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're right. Like I need to go back to my roots. I need to go to like Oaxaca or like Puebla. I mean,
Yeah.
my family's from Puebla,
Yeah.
but it's right next to Oaxaca, and I assume that's where we come from because
Yeah.
that's where most indigenous people come
Yeah.
from. So I need to go there. Bro, what would you do if I went and I came back and I'm like,
And you have like the Mexican equivalent.
I
of
want to
the-
see the town that lives next to the volcano.
yeah.
I
What would
wanna
you do if
see-
it
I wanna
erupts
see
while
how-
you're there?
Damn.
That's
what
it, bro.
timing, bro?
I guess it was my time, bro. I guess I got to at least I got to experience it.
Well, because it's like a big thing. You know that meme that's like wake up, they hit the Pentagon.
Yeah.
They hit the Pentagon. That's like us whenever we always hear about like the volcano going off because it's still active. It goes off every now and then. And like we always hear about it right away. We're like, oh my god, it might be this one. It's always like it spews out a lot, but I think it hasn't had like a huge one since like I don't know, like a long time ago. Not like too long, but like a long time ago.
I don't know. I want to go around the world and see what I wish I would like to live in Japan because there's some I like a lot of the culture, but it's too close to too many shit. You know what I mean?
What do you mean? Like
what
do you mean?
Like it's just I don't know. That's part of why I don't like Europe. There's just too much bullshit going on over there. Where it's like Russia's gonna invade, or this country hates this country, whatever.
Patty with Fatty said, "What if that town is a cult?"
The volcano one, Chile?
Maybe it could be a tribe.
No, I mean we talked about how it's not a. I'm not gonna say cult because that's a strong word, but we talked about how when the volcano did erupt, like
they were trying to evacuate.
Yeah, the villagers said that they didn't want to leave because the volcano is like a god, and if they chose for them to die, then this is where they chose to die.
The volcano gave them life, and it has a right to take it away
honestly
from them.
really like that story. I remember our dad always telling us as he's like,
so if you were there while the volcano erupted, you would stay?
No, because I mean I didn't live there. I didn't live there.
Well, you know, let's not get carried away.
The minute you look up and you see the smoke coming out, you'd look at me and I'd be gone. I'd be like boom, like it'd do that cartoon thing where you just see the smoke
shadow.
Yeah. Exactly.
But some people are like so like hardcore over there. They walk all the way like so I think I'm trying to think where the cathedral of like the Virgin Mary is. And a lot of people just walk like to it like and that shit is like 2 hours away by car. So like it takes like a few days to get there, and people actually do those walks, and I think that shit's crazy.
Yeah, I like that Mexico's so spiritual. Maybe bro, and when I'm older and I'm like in my mid-30s and something the industry does me dirty and I'm like that's it, I gotta go find myself.
I'd move there if there wasn't so much, shit
cartel
going down. Yeah. If there wasn't so much bullshit.
I mean, I'm sure people say that about America. Anyways, it's been a really good episode. We're at the latter half. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. Thanks to everybody who will listen to this in the future. Thanks to everybody who listened to this in the past.
Our
somehow.
number one fan, Patty with the Fatty.
Yeah.
Yes. If y'all ever rewatch this, comment any favorite part that you had. Call us out on anything.
Well, be nice about it though.